Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. You have your water? Did you have your sleep? Did you get your declutter started? Come on, post in the chat while we're getting started. Good to see you on tonight. I've got a couple things I want to talk about, so come on in. The colors are so different than they are in my room, but we're working it out. Good evening. Good evening. Got 70 of us in here. We're coming in. We're at chapter 4 tonight. Let's get moving. We're finishing off chapter 4. So good to see you. How was your day? Good evening, Betty. I'm working it out. Okay, Rochelle. Making progress. Very good, Manuel. Same with me. Before I give my opening spiel, I'll just go ahead and chit chat for a couple seconds here. I put out my very nice desk calendar, and I had some client sessions today and felt so good about that and getting some things off my desk. And I realized that some of my clutter problems is the things that people give me, and I have multitudes of them. What do I do with them? So you kind of feel weird or wrong maybe for not being able to do things with them. So you kind of just don't know where to put them. And I realized that one clutter problem is probably because we don't have a home for it. So we have to find a home for things. That's part of the problem. So that's why piles are good. And remember, chapter 12 will be our progress report check in. And then hopefully we'll have piles for everything. The least, I mean, you'll get a C if you at least have piles by the time we get to chapter 12. And then by the end of the 30 days, hopefully you'll have everything in its place. And when I release you to your own accord, you will be clutter free. You'll be detoxed from all the things that steal your attention, and you'll have a better grip on focusing and a quicker self-awareness when you're off focus and off kilter. That's my goal for these 30 days. And I've been praying, I've been seeking the Lord like I do for every single thing in my life without exaggeration. And I believe that that we're going to keep going in some format, and I'm going to set it up so that it is actually doable. And instead of adding another thing into my life, it's actually going to work right in with our calendar plan, because of some of the feedback that I've gotten on people really want to do grief, and people want to talk more about guilt and shame. And moving on to the next part of what I want to talk about, we're almost at 100, is what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Attention, guilt and shame. They wanted to talk about, I got a few communications in different ways from people, and they were sharing that this year is actually heavy. And that I kept saying, this is light. It's light, coach, is not so therapeutic. And they're like, yeah, it is. Like, this is heavy. So I didn't know that. And so I'm so glad for those that had the space with me, that they took the time even to share that with me. So I don't know if I've felt, or if you felt that I was rushing through things, but if so, I'm going to slow it down, because I realize that this is a heavy, heavy detox, because that's the best way to put it. And even if we don't finish what I think we will, even if we don't finish, I want you to have a good grip on the three things that I just mentioned while the others were signing in, that you will have a really good hand on things that are trying to grab your attention, that you will be able to recognize self-awareness when your focus is drifting before it's too far gone, and you're able to shift yourself back into place of focus immediately. So that's the three things I want you to take away. And we're going to make sure that we get these things done. We're going to make sure that we get the book done one way or the other. I believe we're going to go there, but just hearing that it's a little heavy, I don't know if slowing down is going to make it easier for you, if it's going to make it harder for you. But I want to make sure that we get the gist of this focus. I believe with my whole heart, and I promise you, not because I've written it, I've studied it, I've done the research on it. I wholeheartedly believe that this detox, this recovery plan that's in place, can change your entire life after these 30 days. For some that have emailed me, it's already changed your life. And I believe if we really, really, I know it, if you really take this serious, you put away your fear, you put away the fact that maybe you're still stuck on chapter 1 or you're still stuck on chapter 2. If you put all that away, listen to my voice, follow the words, go into replay, and then give yourself some self-compassion to realize that you will have all of the rest of this year to go through each of these videos. That's why we take the time to record them so that they're there. So after these 30 days, you can put certain marks in your book, make notes in your book, comments in your book, and you can go back and watch that corresponding video and take a video a week. Do one video a week instead of one video a night, and you can go through it that way. And again, I'm always here. So there's many options for you, but I believe if you just hold on to the basics of this book, it's going to change your life. It's going to increase your economic wealth. It's going to increase your mental well-being just by focusing and realizing all the detriments that we do to ourselves by living in a fast-paced social media climate and culture where we are actually in, according to chapter 1, the attention crisis. If you can get to that place and realize that none of these things, most of these things are not even paying you. I got a lot of, not a lot, I got a few people who shared their screen prints, screenshots of their homepage of their phone. And they let me see that they've restructured a lot of their apps. They moved a lot of them off of the front page. A lot of notifications have been turned off. And one particular woman shared that she now checks her phone, I think it was 2 or 3 times a day. And she had set times that she checks all those notifications. And she's hoping that she can continue it for the rest of the year or the rest of her life. But she did admit that she felt like something was missing from her life. And she realized that these apps, these notifications, this busyness, this quiet panic that's on the inside, this internal panic, actually does show up by scanning and looking at apps and being distracted by things. Because when the distraction, now listen to this, when the distraction was no longer there, she felt like something was missing. And that's time right there where you could be doing so many other positive things with your life. So let me go ahead and do my intro. Good evening and thank you and welcome to, where are we at? Night 6? Night 6 of Soul Detox 2026. I am your host, Apostle Dr. Suzanne M. Howard, and I am honored to be here and to have this opportunity to work with you on getting your attention back and focusing. My, all the things that we didn't realize was so important. So let's go back to chapter 4. Before I go to chapter 4, let me get this last piece of business out of the way. Besides the usual products, I have good news. Somebody say good news. I have good news. Here's the good news. The the merchandise that we have has been up and people are ordering every day. There's multiple orders and I'm gracious and grateful for it. But I've been blessed. Somebody's type blessed. I've been blessed to find another direct ship company whose prices are way lower than I was getting from this other company. And the other company, I had to do most of the work and I had to have everything shipped to my headquarters and then repackage everything for everyone else. For the at least the first top 2 rows, I was working on the website right up until the moment I got on tonight. Everything that's new for 2026 will be directly shipped right to your address. And if you notice, these come in multiple colors: gray, blue, black, pink, green, maroon, white. There's joggers, and then the joggers, you can have your own saying. I can actually have it printed where you can say whatever saying you want on it. But if you're going to do personalized script, you have to email me and then I can walk you through that order process. Well, of course, Ebony will, but you get my drift. We have hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and this is the good thing. The sweatshirts were going for $60 before for the sweatshirts, but this company got us down to $40. $40 for the sweatshirts. And I think the 5Xs, which is the largest they can serve, is actually the ones I think that are 60. But everything before that now has dropped. T-shirts, I believe, are 30, and they're not going up too much more after that. We're still negotiating on water bottles and such, but the prices are way down. And I wanted to roll this out tonight and I wanted to share this tonight because I was so excited. Not only do we get to save money, but there's more diversity if people like different colors than what I'm actually just displaying every night. But you know what happened? There were some people that had already gone on and placed orders. And I'm like, they're already on there, not even realizing it. I didn't have to print the order form, create the product, slide it through the manufacturing process, have it shipped to my house, shipping to me, and then shipping cost to you. It's all handled and done. And I saw Lydia Cordova has already gone on and ordered something from this new process. Anna Roman, mother like daughter, has already gone on and ordered something already. And there's another woman, I'm probably going to mess it up because that's something I'm praying on with the Holy Spirit this year on names. I blow names horribly. It's embarrassing. My granddaughter laughs, but she gets so embarrassed. You tell me your name is Robin, I'll call you John. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm working on it with my focus this year. I used to think it was prophetic, but that failed several times. It's not a prophetic word. At least, unless there's a spiritual name that we're just not all aware of. So I believe her name is Cheryl Powell, I believe I saw for the orders. But I want to thank you guys for going on and ordering. Let me know because I won't get to see the product first. Let me know when you get it, what it looks like. Don't slam me if it's off on social media. I'm going to work with you. Just work with me, please. We're building something here. And I had been on the website all evening because a lot of the size options and color options were not showing on the front page. It was just all clear space. I got all that in there now so that you can see how many different colors. Caps are coming on tomorrow. We just have so much coming. And the best part about it is the price to me is much more reasonable. I know most businesses make money off of merch, but we're doing something greater than that here. So I wanted you to be a part of that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. All right, we got past the small work. Now let's get into big girl things. Let's get into big boy things. We are in chapter 4, and we talked about the prefrontal cortex last night, the amygdala. We talked about the default mode network. What did y'all think about that? Give me some feedback on that, if you will, in the chat. Tell me what you experienced with that. Yeah, Ebony, why don't you go ahead and put that up on the screen? I did get some feedback on this, and they said this was really helpful. It made it really come to life. It made it relevant for them. It didn't just sound like straight teaching, like, wow, my prefrontal cortex. Wow, my I'm going to say demiglia, my amygdala, and then the whole network processes over here. Our mind, our brain is really a horrible thing to waste. We need to protect it. We need to take better care of it. We need to be very cautious. And we also need to pray over our mind, decree and declare over our minds. Our mind, as we said in the book, is coming back home. Our focus is coming back home. What did y'all think about that? Did the picture help you all at all? We talked about how your default network, your default mode network, how it always activates when you're trying to sleep. Did anyone experience that last night? Or when you're anxious or when you're bored, the leg starts going, you start twirling the hair, you start rubbing your chin. What are some of the things you do when that default mode network kicks in now that you're aware that it's there and how it operates? What are some of the things that you do? Mine is my leg would start shaking. I'll start playing here. My fingers always in my mouth, right? Things like that. Right. It's when you're bored. It's when you're anxious. It's when you're trying to sleep. It's when you're thinking of the past. It's when you're worrying about the future. My. And it causes a mental traffic jam, and it causes all the other places in your brain to stop. So distraction isn't a lack of ability. It's a survival response. Remember that. It's not the lack of ability. You were not born with something less than the rest of us. It has become a survival response for you. Distractions is a defense mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. It has become a way that you survive. When you're feeling overwhelmed, well, scripture just came to me, and I think of the word overwhelmed. But when your mind is overwhelmed, when emotions has taken you over, when your amygdala has kicked in, take me to the rock that is higher than I. He is your refuge and he is your strength. Imagine just praying that over your mind. If you believe in the power of prayer, if you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, who has given us the ability to do and to do greater works than he, then you must believe, you must sign up with, you must partner with the Holy Spirit and believe that you can declare a thing and it shall be. Speak to that mountain of your mind. Speak to that prefrontal cortex. Speak to the network of your mind. Speak to that amygdala. We're safe. We're safe. You do have the power to get wealth, and wealth is not always money. Remember this one? This was big. Procrastination. It's really self-preservation. You're shutting down. Your body is trying to not do a lot of things so that you can preserve yourself. And if you remember on last night, some of the things that you usually preserve is your goals, your focus, your dreams, your plans, things regarding you, because you're taking care of everyone else. If you're a procrastinator, I want to work with you this year. I want to work with you this year. Your brain is capable, and so are you. We can rewire, rebuild, recover, restore, strengthen, and reset all that the caterpillar, cankerworm, palmer worm, and every other creature, insect, or spiritual entity has tried to steal, kill, and destroy from you. This is why answering and mastering your focus is not just a luxury, it's a calling. My. I'm reading from my Kindle, but let me see if I can tell you where that statement is in the book. It's not just a luxury. This is a calling. Thank you, Lord. Are y'all with me in chapter 4? When we talked about focus is freedom. Yep, there we go. It's right down from there. So we are talking about page 36. This is where I'm looking from, page 36. This is why mastering focus is not a luxury. It is actually a calling. It is proper stewardship to care for your body, to care for your mind, to care for your health, stewardship over the things that God has given you. You cannot fulfill purpose with a chaotic mind. I had to highlight that in my notes. You cannot execute destiny with scattered attention. You cannot lead others while your inner world is collapsing. Focus is stewardship. Focus is leadership. Focus is spiritual warfare. Did you ever realize that? Did you ever think like that? Focus is spiritual warfare. That is so deep. And you are about to win the battle of your brain that you have been fighting alone all this time. So we're going to start now on the chapter titled Brain-Based Focus Strategies. And that is at the bottom of page 36. Brain-based focus strategies. That was a little hard, but I guess I said it right. Simple ways to help your mind work with you, not against you. The 90-second rule, the emotional reset. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain floods with stress chemicals. We know some of those names, right? Cortisol. We've talked about some of those things. There's a strategy when you are overwhelmed. Do nothing for 90 seconds except breathe slowly. So when you get overwhelmed, do nothing for 90 seconds except breathe slowly. This allows the amygdala's alarm response to calm down so that the prefrontal cortex, the CEO, can come back online. And what you can say to yourself while you are breathing, I am safe. I can slow down. I know we probably can't spend 90 seconds because what's that? It's about a minute and a half. But let's just take a few seconds right now. Take a deep breath in. You can let it out, shake it off a little bit, shake off the day, the anxiety, the stress, all the things that's running in your network. Just shake it off for a minute. And let's take some time and let's just breathe slowly, just for a few seconds. Just breathe in, breathe out. For some of you, it's probably hard to breathe. For some of you, it's probably hard to breathe slowly. Just do the best you can. Try to do it slowly. That's bringing peace to your body. That's making you trust yourself again. And I want you to think on those words internally. I'm safe. I'm not alone. I can slow down. That's what I want you to say. Good job. So when the alarm starts going off, the amygdala starts going off. Now, remember, make this note. You are probably going to think something has to be happening externally for this alarm to go off. So I want to repeat and I want to remind. There doesn't need to be anyone attacking you, any horror story happening to you outside. You did not even have to walk into a stressful place. This is all internal. So when you feel the anxiety and the pressures of anything inside, a bad memory, things coming from your subconsciousness that you're totally not aware of, and you feel that amygdala going off through your body, this is what you do. Those are the steps you take. Okay? So don't always get caught up in saying, I don't even know what was wrong with me. I was in the park on a blanket, nice music playing, and I started freaking out, for lack of a better word, because it doesn't have to be external. Remember, the network is going to kick in when you're chilling, when you're trying to go to sleep, when you're bored, when you're in relaxed mode, while you're getting a massage. How is your mind when you're getting a massage, or at least the first few seconds or minutes of it? Mine are everywhere. I have to constantly fight to, what does the Bible tell us to do? To cast down every imagination. Take captive all those thoughts. I have to do that so that I can actually enjoy the massage. Number 2, one task at a time muscle. Multitasking fractures neural circuits. What is the strategy? Pick one task. Set a timer, 10 to 25 minutes, and only do that. One task at a time, muscle. Remember, we're not slaves anymore. And our mentality, we're not slaves anymore. He who the Son has set free is free indeed. We are the head and not the tail. We are servants, no longer slaves. You don't have to rush around and multitask. Most times we're multitasking probably is because we lost focus some time ago and now we're behind, or we're feeling really good and now we want to take on all of these assignments and we end up multitasking. What is the problem with multitasking? It fractures neural circuits. You don't want to do that. Pick one task, set a timer, and watch how much more you can get done when you are strategic and focused on one assignment at a time. Those three things that you would have been working on in that same amount of time, you will still finish. But you're strengthening a muscle, and you're going to give yourself 10 to 25 minutes to do it, and only that. Even 10 minutes of pure focus rewires the brain towards deep work. Small wins, restored confidence. If you can type it for me. Small wins, restored confidence. What else can you do for an emotional reset? And this is a good time to start the emotional reset at chapter 4, because we've been here, what did I say, 6 nights? We've been here 6 nights now. So how about some brain breaks? Every 50 minutes. If you have an Apple Watch, or if you have any kind of smart watch, most of them will tell you now, time to stand up. They'll tell you your heart rate's too high, you're too focused on something. Time to take a walk. You've been sitting too long. You've been standing too long. They give you all these signals. Those are for brain breaks. Every 50 minutes, the brain requires recovery to maintain clarity. Recovery. What's our strategy? Work for 50 minutes and take a 5 or 10 minute break. Now, I know you're saying, what if I have a job and they don't allow me to do that? Figure out how to do that at your desk or whatever assignment that you work if you don't work at a desk. 50 minutes and then a 5 to 10 minute mental break. During breaks, if you can, just stand at your desk, stretch, drink some water. Don't scroll. That's off limits, because that's what we do waiting at the doctor's office, the dentist's office, the eye exam, at lunchtime, break time, at dinner tables. You ever go out? I got some pictures. It was funny. I got some pictures. We were all having a craft and eating dinner, and eating snacks and doing a craft. And I look around, and everyone, while they're doing their craft, while the craft is drying, they're all on their phones. Just that quick. They could not focus on the craft that we were doing because they had to immediately check their phones. Did you make any money? Was any prayer answered? Put the phone down. Brain breaks. Don't scroll. Scrolling stresses the brain. Breaks protect both focus and energy. Number 4, emotional resets. Talk to your brain with kindness. Shame activates the threat system. What did I just say? Shame activates the what? Threat system. The threat system is the amygdala. So look how you can be just having a beautiful day, having a nice lunch, even driving. You get to the stoplight, you grab your phone. Does anyone grab their phone at a stoplight? Because the network is running and you had a pause, you had space in your brain, and it's trying to remind you, deal with these things, close these things out. I want you free the way God made you. Breaks protect both focus and energy. Talk to your brain with kindness. Shame activates the threat system. That's number 4. If shame activates the threat system, that's the amygdala that's going off. And look what compassion does. A little bit of compassion to yourself. Compassion activates the focus system. What's our strategy? When you feel distracted, say this: thank you, brain, for trying to protect me. Let's go back to what matters. This rewires your attention from fear to safety to focus. Come on, put your hand on your head and let's try it again. Thank you, brain, for trying to protect me. I'm going to get it. Don't worry, Eb. I think I am. Thank you, brain, for trying to protect me. Let's get back to what matters. Your brain is doing all this to try and protect you. And what are you going to do about it? You're going to reward your brain. You're going to thank your brain. You're going to appreciate it. Did anyone thank their mind today or thank God for their mind? I thank God for my mind. I learned this years ago. I thank Him for it. Talking to your brain with kindness. Number 5, offload your mind. Page 37 in the book. Offload your mind. Someone say download and delete. Download and delete. Your brain holds things you have not released. What's the strategy? Write down every thought your brain is trying to remember. And more clearly, write down every thought your brain is reminding you, because that's what's really going on. Once written, tell your brain, I don't have to hold this anymore. That's working memory. And it clears the working memory so that your focus can return. Come on, let's try it out loud. I don't have to hold this anymore. Write it down and then say it. I don't have to hold this anymore. A lot of us want to say we're not a product of our past, but usually you're saying it because you still make yourself a product of your past. I don't have to hold this anymore. Number 6, focus anchors. Your mind needs a reference point. So let's choose one. A scripture, be still and know. A single word like present or safe. A physical anchor, touching your desk, just making yourself feel present. Whenever your mind wanders, return to your anchor. Over time, anchors train automatic refocusing. Some people have those little stress balls and they can hear it, they can feel it, they can touch it. It keeps them grounded so that they're not disassociating and traveling all over the place while they're working. Visual clarity. Visual clarity. What is that? That's mental clarity. Visual clarity is mental clarity. Clutter increases neural load. Clutter increases the neural load. What does that mean? Let's talk about it. Our strategy: before you start work, remove 3 unnecessary items from your immediate space. Small changes release cognitive stress and increases calm. Visual clarity. It's kind of what we're working on now at our desk and such, right? That's right, Kevin. Number 8. Ooh, maybe we should get a t-shirt on this. Stop the scroll. Stop the scroll. Boundary. Every swipe trains distraction. Every swipe trains you for distraction. What's our strategy? Decide specific times for phone usage and stick to them. Even 2 protected hours each day rewires attention strength. Remember, you don't have a problem. You haven't trained it. The teacher of your brain has not shown up, but you are here now. So you're going to teach your brain. You're going to be a great steward over this brain and this body and this organ and this life that God has given you. Even 2 protected hours each day rewires attention strength. You reclaim your brain every time you choose stillness. Stop the scroll. Number 9, sleep solidifies focus. The brain organizes attention during sleep. This is why sleep is important. Did you hear that? What did I say? Type it in the chat. What does sleep do for the brain? What is our strategy with solidifying sleep? Aim for 7 hours and a consistent bedtime. Try to go to sleep the same time every night as much as possible. I was reading into these parents and they were doing this test on their children, and weekends and summers, they had their children keep the same bedtime. And it showed, one, that these children were more acclimated to habits, healthy habits, and safe rituals in their life. They weren't afraid of change. They were always ready. They weren't turning their clock Eastern Standard to know, what is it, daylight saving times, and then ending daylight saving times. I'm using that just as a point of reference. When you got the weekend one time, the summer's another time. You'll have nights when you're up later, but you're going hard for 4 days, and then you have the Friday night and the Saturday night that you stay up late again. And then the summers, they say that's not good. And it shows that it produced kids who were more secure and more stable in life. So where are we at with adults? 7 hours with a consistent bedtime. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is cognitive stewardship. I'm going to use that every time I get up from my nap. Oh, I'm just taking some cognitive stewardship right now. And lastly, number 10, celebrate your completion. Every time you finish something, dopamine fires. Dopamine strengthens focus. What's the strategy? Check off completed tasks. I do this every day for probably 20 or 30 years of my life. Check off completed tasks. Speak an affirmation. Do a small victory ritual that your brain learns. Completion feels good. Let's do it again. So what I do is, if I had my goals, remember I showed you the planner last night, goals for this month, or what I completed in that day. If, let's just say, for example, I got nothing done that was on my list, but there were other things that I did, I actually write them in on the calendar and I put a check next to them. Just because they were not planned, they were still done. And my brain needs to feel the satisfaction that this day was progressive, that this day was productive. So yeah, I didn't do this. I didn't get to the grocery store. I didn't run and pick up the dry cleaning. Yep. I didn't go and take the dog to the groomer, but I cleaned the bird cage today. I cleaned the windows in the kitchen today, and windows are hard. Did y'all know that? I decluttered my top of my desk today. So those things that were not planned were still done. Feed it to yourself. Celebrate it. And then here's a bonus, a daily focus reset ritual. Deep breathe for 10 seconds. Say aloud, I choose presence. I choose clarity. I choose focus. Start one manageable task. Hands off the phone until you complete, and celebrate completion. Small discipline, major rewiring. That's a good one too. Put that on our journals for next year. Small discipline, major rewiring. So in short, distraction comes from what? Emotional overload, safety threats, mental clutter, overstimulation, shame, and self-talk. Focus is restored by emotional regulation, calm nervous system, writing things down, boundaries and breaks, compassion plus identity clarity. Your brain wants peace. Give it peace, and focus will follow. Type that in the chat if you can. My brain wants peace. And then answer, are you going to give it peace? Because that's what your brain wants. Your brain wants peace. It absolutely does. Well, there's a little over 100 of you in here tonight. I want to thank God for your obedience and showing up and doing what you needed to do. I want to just show quickly, if we can, on the screen. Ebony can pop up a couple of new items that we have. And these come in all flavors, all colors. If you were not online when I started today, I've gotten a relationship with another company who directly drop ships what you order, size and color. Doesn't have to come to me, and then I have to repackage it. It will come directly to your house. I just ordered me some of those in like a milky chocolate top and bottom. I have Suzanne Life Coach on. I have Own Your Focus on the pants. Those are embroidery. They're not the pasty things. It's embroidery on the sweatsuit. I ordered mine today. You'll get a date when to expect it. I'll let you know how I like it. If you inbox me, that's the top to it. If you inbox me, I can personalize yours as well. If you want Own Your Focus or something on there to memorialize anything, you have to inbox me, and then I can order one for you like that. And then the t-shirt, that's what I wore on the first night that a lot of people liked. And I think I have the chaotic mind up there too. The chaotic mind that needs to focus. You'll see that when you visit the website as well. Prices are way cheaper with this new company. And it's amazing because the prices are cheaper and my work is 99% less. So I'm more than grateful. So we've got a few minutes less left. Let's look at our reflection exercises. The neuroscience of focus, understanding your inner architecture. Number one, who is leading my mind? Who is leading my mind? Your PFC, prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and default mode network are always negotiating for control. So let's reflect on your typical daily experiences. Okay, here's some prompts to help you think. When I feel calm and clear, which part of my brain is likely in charge? When I feel calm and clear, which part of my brain is likely in charge? Do y'all know? Are you going to pass this test today? When I shut down, freeze, or panic under pressure, who took over? That's good, Pastor D. Yep, that's Pastor D. That's right. I see you, Kamisha. Come on, y'all answering right. That's right. I can't see the name from here. That's right. I see you, Carol. You got it right as well. Lisa Palmer. Good students. So when you shut down, all right, I just saw that. Who is that? Audrey Holly. When I shut down, freeze, or panic under pressure, who took over? Yeah, we don't like that girl, do we? And number three, when I start overthinking and revisiting past events, who is speaking? DMN. Come on. When I shut down, when I start overthinking and revisiting past events, who is speaking? Number four, how does it change the way I see myself when I realize my distraction is biological and not lazy? How does it change the way you see yourself? Now, that I want to see in the chat. I'm going to take a few minutes to see. Still doing okay on time. How has this teaching, this chapter, how has it changed the way you see yourself? Realizing now that it's biological. You're not born with something less. You're not born differently. You're not lacking something. You might not even have ADD or ADHD. You might just need to train your brain. It's not my fault and I'm not a failure. I'm just distracted. That's perfect. We can move on with that. Your amygdala is trying to protect you. Identify what activates it. And this is your personal work. Check all that apply. Fear of criticism, of being wrong, emotional confrontation. What is it? High expectation from others, pressure to perform, feeling unprepared, fear of failing publicly, being watched or judged, remembering past hurt, uncertainty about outcomes, sudden change. Your amygdala is trying to protect you. Identify within yourself what activates it. So circle, or, the bullets, or put a check mark. So give me one recent example. What overwhelmed or triggered my mind this week? And how did my brain react? Woo! I've got a couple from that. That's good, Manuel. Pressure to perform, all of the above, high expectation from others, pressure to perform. Make sure you circle them all and let's talk about it. What overwhelmed or triggered your mind this week? Phone notifications, multiple demands by multiple people from one little old me. How did my brain react? I got nervous, frustrated, probably angry, discouraged, overwhelmed, and I shut down. And that's my pattern. I know my pattern. And my final pattern is I go to sleep. I leave the day. You won. You got this. Here's the keys. I'm going to bed. That's my pattern. Anyone else? Do you know your pattern? Are you building your pattern now? Do you know how you actually handle things in your life when you get overwhelmed or triggered? What's your pattern? Falling behind with my work. I get that, Keisha. All of the above. I understand, Maria. Your wandering mind is telling a story. Let's discover the theme. Complete these sentences honestly. We're still in the book. We're doing our reflection exercises on page 41 on the bottom. When my mind wanders, it usually goes towards the past, the future, other people's opinions, my fears, or my responsibilities. That's interesting, right? When your mind wanders, does it go to the past? Does it go to the future? That's good. Number two, the recurring storyline in my mind is I have to be perfect. I should be further along. Ooh, that I should be further along thing. Check. People don't understand me. Check. What if I fail? I can't mess this up. Other. Hmm. Other people opinions. That's real. Thank you, Deja, for your honesty. Thank each of you for your vulnerability. I see you on the chat. Good job. I should be further along. Isn't that real? I should be further along. I wonder if that's a shame statement. I wonder if that shame hits at a certain age. Oh no, Kamisha just threw that statistic research out the way because she has that same thought and she's a youngin'. I should be further along. Deja too. She's another youngin'. So I guess it doesn't have an age connected to it. It's a mind thing. What emotion do these stories create in me? What does these emotions create in you? Why bother? Right? It's not going to happen for me. What's some of the things? What's the story that all of this creates in you? Yeah, people don't understand me. And that's amazing because just today I literally was having that conversation in prayer that I really would like to meet someone or meet people that know me. And I'm not talking about like know me because they knew me, they knew me then. Like know me, like, when you don't have to tell people or explain to people about yourself because that ain't her. She wouldn't do that. She wouldn't say that. Well, she might say that. Yeah, but that right there, that ain't her. To be around people who know you brings such a sense of peace. Anybody understand what I'm saying? Do you experience that? And sometimes you don't even get that within your family, within your siblings, with your spouse, with your children. It's a blessing to meet people or be around people that know you. It brings peace. Number 4, if my brain is trying to protect me, what is it trying to protect? Woo, that's a big question right there. That one right there, I want you to highlight it. And if you will, I want you to ask yourself that question every day for the next 30 days because it's deep. This is like doing personal, which you really can't, but it has happened. It's doing cognitive behavioral therapy. I call CBT peeling the onion. And I use an onion because this tear is probably going to come from this. With all this that we just stated in statement 1 and 2 and 3, now number 4, what is your brain trying to protect you from? What is it trying to prevent? Because this is something that you believe. You partnered with this belief. And we need to get to the bottom of what it is. When your mind wanders, the recurring storyline, the amygdala is trying to protect you. Identify what activates it. So if the brain is trying to protect you, what is it trying to protect or prevent you from? Thank you very much, Rochelle. I see you sewing. Bless you and bless you and bless you. Let's take a moment, if you will, and let's see if we can get some superstars coming in tonight. We're going to get ready to end this broadcast, and we worked so hard. We haven't even worked on the superstars, and we need these for YouTube. That's why if it's 99 cents, if that's all you have and you're willing to be a blessing and part with 99 cents so that our prayers that are being read and prayed and decreed and declared every night, that God is going to bless you and multiply you, some sevenfold, some tenfold. We have to get into the seasons of sowing. And I want to thank you, Cola. I see you for your seed. Thank you very much. So don't be afraid and don't ever be embarrassed. If you are authentically giving what has either been impressed in your spirit or what you truly have to give, never be ashamed of it. Be proud of it. Don't ball it up. Don't make it hard for people. Just be proud of it. Thank you for those. I didn't have my phone in my hand tonight. See, I wanted to read those who've been blessing with cash apps every night. Thank you so very much. There were some that I missed even in the beginning. And I have your names. I want to recognize you and appreciate you for sending cash apps. Thank you for the super stickers. We really, really need them, guys. It makes a difference with YouTube and the other platforms on what they do with our work. Now, it's nice to have a little bit over 100 of us every night, but we need this to go out, even in replay, to thousands, to the masses. They won't have this one-on-one time. They won't have this connection of relationship in real time, but they can enjoy and watch the replays. And I believe, because I see the post that comes from YouTube, I believe that many are blessed and encouraged. One woman actually wrote, I thought this was going to be something stupid when I watched it. This is really good. She said, this should be sent out to more people. And this is how we get YouTube to do it for us. When they see that there's chat conversations, that's number 1. When they see that we respond to people's conversations, that's number 2. Super stickers, superstars are number 3. I don't know if we still have jewels and all that this year, but thank you, Anna, for your seed. I see it. Thank you, Candy. I see it. That's right. Come on, be proud of it. He's going to bless. I promise he's going to bless. This is an anointed time. Thank you so much, Audrey Holly. Thank you. If you can just put them across the screen real quick, Eb, I know they're coming in fast, but at least I can kind of see them and recognize them. Not that our audience needs recognition. They're given because they know they're receiving. Thank you, Lisa Palmer. God bless you as well. Thank you, Jerry Towns. Thank you. Thank you for your super sticker. Appreciate y'all. Check out the website. Check out the shop page. Shop. A lot of good merchandise on there. Prices are so much better. I'm so proud of that. Thank you again. Who is that? Joelle? Yeah, your little bubble is too small. You got to lift that up on my side. On the left side, what we look at across the screen. I can't read that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. All right. Well, we're going to have to stop here. This is the part that you're going to have to do on your own at home, and we'll pick it up on tomorrow. You're going to continue reflection exercise 4. Identify your top 3 mental interruptions. What are your top 3? How would your day change if these interruptions were reduced by just 20%? And then I want you to read about the neuroscience and what it proves. And then you're going to move down to exercise 6. How do we go from 4 to 6? I left one of those titles off. And then your final integration prompt. I want you to go ahead and answer those. I'll probably just go over them briefly. As a matter of fact, do y'all see the assessment on the last page? Focus healing inventory. It's actually an assessment. And you're going to be able to total it up and find out if you have a thriving focus, a growing focus, a disrupted focus, a fragmented focus, or an overloaded mind. And that's the last couple pages of the book. I would love that if you would share your score with me or post it in the chat tomorrow, and we can talk about that part briefly. So that's the part we'll probably get to on tomorrow, so we can move into chapter 5. And that starts on page 44. Does that look right, Eb? Page 44. Focus healing inventory. Do your total score, find out what your interpretation is, and let's talk about it. All right, that's it. That's all I can give you for tonight. I will see you tomorrow night. God bless you. God keep you. God watch you, and continue loving and trusting the Lord thy God. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Thank you so much, and good night.